Now, rule number 4, we share first. That's because it's the number one cause of divorce, people. It's not children, it's not sex, it's not in-laws. It's money. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or in between. Money is the number one cause of divorce. And yet, this is the rule I learned last. So taking it straight out of my life, don't make a major purchase unless you both agree. And that doesn't mean you browbeat your spouse until they agree with you. It means until the hearts are in agreement. Now, I got a couple warnings for you. You can't use it as a weapon. Well, I don't want to go to McDonald's or Dairy Queen because Pastor Velcro said we can't make a major purchase unless we both agree, and that's a major purchase. We can't afford it. You know, 40 years ago, that was kind of true, the way a lot of people lived. We saved pennies, not nickels and dimes, pennies, until we had 144 pennies, and then we'd go to Baskin Robbins and get 2 single scoop ice cream cones. For us, that was a major purchase. Going to McDonald's was a monthly treat, if that often. Today, everyone goes constantly. It's ridiculous. But the cost of McDonald's today, or Dairy Queen or whatever, is nothing compared to your salary, even if you're poor, like it was 40 years ago. So, what's a major purchase? Well, a major purchase is a major purchase if one of you thinks it's a major purchase. However, another warning. If somebody outside of your relationship that's not taking sides, somebody that doesn't really even know either one of you very well, you ask, is this a major purchase? And they say yes or no. You kind of got to go by that. What would the average person say? So now we go to rule number 1. I'm not saying rule number 4 is most important. I'm saying it's the biggest cause of divorce. Okay? I will say rule number 1 is the most important if you want a great relationship. Gentlemen, rule number 1 is for you. You want a wife that loves you, adores you, takes care of you. You want to be able to do your hobbies, have your boys' night out. Whatever you're looking for, do you want to be able to be that spoiled? Sure we do. So, gentlemen, remember rule number 1. All she wants is everything. She does not want to think you believe she is the center of your universe. She wants you to try and convince her that she's really the center of the universe. She knows she's not. I'm not trying to make women seem shallow. But men, they want somebody that treats them like they're important. She's not trying to tell you that she's all that. She wants you to tell her she's all that. And you can have fun doing that. If you put her first in every decision you make, she's going to keep you happy. I promise. Now, what does that mean? So that means, let's say modern American family, you both have a day job and you both work basically 8 to 5. You come home from work that day and I don't care which one of you normally cooks, you feel like, I don't want to cook. And she doesn't want to cook. So gentlemen, you ask her, where would you like to go to dinner? And if she says, I feel like a treat, let's go to Red Lobster, then gentlemen, that's where you go. I didn't ask where you want to go. Now, if she's like my wife and many other women I've met, she's not going to want to choose all the time. Now, too often women say, I don't care. Ladies, you got to choose once in a while to give him a chance to show you that he loves you. But it's also all right, ladies, if you say, well, I want to go to Texas Roadhouse, knowing it's not your favorite, but it's his favorite. Okay, that's fine. The point is, the gentleman's supposed to be asking the lady what she wants. Get the picture? And I really, really, really detest these relationships and marriages where the woman is expected to do all the cooking and all the dishwashing and all the laundry and all the grocery shopping and clean the house. And what does the man do? He takes out the garbage, mows the lawn, and shovels the sidewalk. And that's it. Crap. It's supposed to be a partnership. That means you do 50-50 or close to it. Listen, guys, if you ain't gonna do half of the housework and such, then I got news for you. You ain't following rule number 1. If you ain't doing anything else, gentlemen, you ask her, what's the number 1 chore you hate doing the most? And then you do that. And notice I didn't ask if you like it or not. I don't care if it's doing the dishes or cleaning the toilet. And if she comes to you 3 months later and says, you know, I changed my mind. You know what I hate more? Then you switch and you do that. Or maybe do them both. Right about now, guys are thinking, oh, this is hell. Oh, guys, wait until you hear rules 2 and 3. You'll be happy. So, ladies, rule number 2 is men live by their ego. Massage it. Men want to be seen by their lady as a combination of John Wayne, Rocky, and James Bond. Ladies, you better have a good imagination for some of us. But men have this need inside to feel strong and independent, protective, but smooth. Make him feel like a man. Don't poke fun at his manhood, especially in front of others. When you get home after a long, hard day at work and you don't feel like cooking, ask him where he wants to go for dinner. Tell him tonight's your chance to choose. He chooses Texas Roadhouse and you say, oh, you want steak and baked potato, loaded baked potato, man food. Oh, and a side of ribs. Honey, you're a stud. Okay? Guys will fall for it. But you know what? After he tells you all that, you can say, well, thank you so much for sharing that. You know, I love having a man like you. But you know what? I really want to go to Olive Garden tonight. He'll go. He'll go willingly. It's like this. When you get a group of guys together, it just seems invariably. Now, if you got a bunch of rednecks together, you're going to be talking about cars and trucks. Motorcycle riders are talking about motorcycles. Stockbrokers are talking about their earnings accounts. Computer programmers are boasting about a program they wrote. And what do these guys have in common? My truck, I changed out the motor and now I got 500 horse. Next guy said, well, yeah, but we did a swap too and we got 700. And they're getting carried away. It's because men have that ego. They want to be bigger, badder, tougher, faster, stronger, whatever. It's part of the male ego, and you've all seen it in action. Ladies, you got to massage that ego. You know, and it isn't about telling him how great he was in high school. It isn't about telling him how great he is at any one thing. But it's about treating him like a man, with respect. Ladies, I understand sometimes it's hard to respect us. We don't always do the right things. We don't follow rule number 1 very well. I'm sorry for that. But as your mama said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So never make a major purchase unless you both agree. All she wants is everything. Massage his ego. And rule number 3. Women didn't get this when it was part of rule number 2, so I broke it out. I'm stating it as clearly as I can. Ladies, men live not only by their ego, they live by their libido. Don't say no when the lights go out at night. It's a very real physical need for most men. No, once in a while is okay. Not very often. It'll work out. Why? Because you love each other. And love conquers all.